time to watch some TV, get comfortable on your couch, grab a snack or a drink, and let's see what decisions people are making today.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Oh, he's such a cutie.
And shows up. Mr. Thigpen gets tested, and there's not going to be any mix-up because he's going to be the person that's going to be taking get the picture taken of, and it'll be his DNA that'll be taken, as well as yours again, Miss Bernard. We're going to have a brand new test done here at Matagorda County. So, Miss Lee, do you have a potential court date for me? You need to give Mr. Thigpen some time to get here because he's going to have to make arrangements to come down here for a hearing.
Yes, Judge, our next live docket is July 1st at 9 a.m.
Okay. July 1st.
July 1st is a Zoom docket.
Oh,
Yeah, we need an in-person
It
docket.
would be July 8th.
Can you do July 8th, Miss Lee?
yes, Judge, I can revise that right now. Thank you.
Okay, July 8th is an in-person docket.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we're going to get this resolved. We're going to do testing right here in Matagorda County, 9:00 a.m. on July the 8th, 2025. Both parties are ordered to appear to submit to DNA testing. And that way it'll be court supervised for this paternity testing. I'm ordering both parties to submit to it. And this way we're going to clear this up once and for all. Okay? You understand, Miss Bernard?
Yes.
Please do not lose patience.
I've already lost it. I'm sorry.
I understand. I understand how you feel. I'm just telling you, this is the only way I know to do this. I've got to get
I just saw the judge hand on his head. He did this.
a reliable DNA test result. The one we have now is not reliable, even by the admission of Mr. Thigpen.
He's trying his best to be kind and neutral to both parties. I can appreciate that, Judge. I think you're doing a wonderful job.
He said, that's not my picture. So I don't know if the results are not even the correct results. Maybe they're for that guy in that picture. I don't know. So we're going to do testing here in Matagorda County, Texas at 9:00 a.m. on July 8th. And so y'all are ordered to appear here in the courthouse, Matagorda County, to submit, and we'll have the testing people here. Is that correct, Ms. Lee?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
They said they will have people here to do the testing, and that way we can get the testing done in a system that it will be reliable, that we can all count upon. Now, what that does is that forces you, Miss Bernard, to have to come to court that day and be here for the testing, and that forces you, Mr. Thigpen, to have to be here that day and submit to the testing. Okay? But I look at it this way. This is going to say one way or the other. Because if it comes back positive, then Mr. Thigpen's the father, and we deal with it. And if it comes back negative, I will say, Miss Bernard, we've done it where we've gone through the system right here in the courthouse, supervised by the court in Matagorda County. You understand, Miss Bernard?
Yeah, so I have to bring my son back to the institute, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
need the child.
Fortunately, it's in the summertime. School's out. I know you're
Yeah, but you can't keep explaining to a 5-year-old that you have to go get tested. You got to pull him out of school, and he's asking, Mommy, I'm not sick. Why am I going to the doctor? In front of everybody. That's embarrassing.
Okay.
Well, he just fixed that. He said he's going to do it over the summer. So school is going to be out, unless you're talking about like summer camp or something like that. School is going to be out. Also, you don't have to tell your child all the details. You can say, the child can say, well, Mommy, why do we have to go ahead? Say, because we're doing something for the family. So Mommy's going to do it, Daddy's going to do it, and you're going to do it. We're doing something for the family to learn our DNA. That's exactly what you're doing. You're learning the DNA. But you don't have to say to see whether or not he's your father. You know, like, fix it however you got to fix it, but it needs to be done. Put on your big girl drawers. I get it. It don't feel good. Do you guys understand? Like, this younger generation, man, do you guys realize how much has been invested for you to be in this entitled place that you're in? Do you know anything about those parents back in the day that will work multiple jobs to make ends meet, that did not have the best of clothing? They did not eat the best food, that did not have the best comforts of life to make sure you were good. And at that time, it seemed like we had more respect in our community than what we do today. Just put on your big girl panties and do it. I get it, it sucks. But maybe, just maybe, Dr. Seuss, just maybe you wouldn't be going through this had you have made the right life decisions. These are choices. I remember when I was younger in middle school, when I was in church, I didn't pay much attention in church because I didn't really like going to church, but I had to go anyway because your parents tell you what to do. They control you because it is what's best for you. You don't know what's best for you as a child. But I remember being in middle school and I remember the pastor teaching about choices. And he talked about how every decision you make in life is your choice. And every choice you make has an outcome, cause and effect. It could be good, it could be bad, but keep in mind, you are the one who made that decision. That was your choice. So if things are great, take a bow. You did that. You made the right decision. But if things are bad, take a bow. You did that. You made the right decision. It's on you. Don't blame God. Don't blame your parents. It's all on you. It's not the white man. It's you. And I doubt in any way, shape, or form that this girl was raped, molested, or anything else along those lines. You laid down and you made that baby on purpose. And now you have to go through. It is what it is. It sucks. I get it. But learn from it. And hopefully in your learning, you will never do this again. And hopefully protect your children. Teach them the right way. Say, don't be like me. Be better than me. Make better decisions in life.
For a situation that's unnecessary.
Okay, ma'am.
Very.
Okay, ma'am. First of all,
I'm sorry.
the court date is July the 8th.
I understand that, but I'm saying initially.
I hurt that she's hurting. I hate that I'm sorry. I hate that she's hurting and I hate that she's crying. I hate that she's going through, but the truth be told, it's self-inflicted.
I had to do that. Now I'm having to take him again somewhere to get tested. And he's not, in his mind, he knows, Mommy, I'm not sick. What's going on with me?
Okay,
you can't explain to the child, you have to go get tested for DNA.
And how old is your son?
He just turned 5.
You do not have to tell him that he has to get tested for DNA. You can finagle it however you want to finagle it without lying to your child. He's a child. You ain't got to tell him every day. Would you owe him something? He's a child. That's the problem. We too busy trying to be our children's friends. He's a child. You tell him whatever you want to tell him. You don't have to lie. But you can still say something like I said earlier. This is for family. We're learning our DNA. You are learning because you don't know. You don't know. We have to see what the DNA says. We are learning our DNA. So the whole family's going to do it. Mommy's going to do it. Daddy's going to do it. And, you're going to do it. Voluntary or involuntary, you're going to do it. Now, I don't come from a place where we talk a bunch to our child. All mine is grown men now. So I'm not a young buck.
And do you think his dad called him? No, he didn't.
Okay, ma'am, please don't interrupt me. Let me address your frustration. Your son's 5. Okay? At 5 years old, you can pretty much just say, hey, we're just doing something. He's not going to the doctor. Okay? They're just going to do the
She's
DNA
making it worse than what it is.
Okay? Or whatever.
She's making it worse than what it is. Now I'm wondering what other crap are you up to that's got this man trying to stay as far away from you as possible? I don't know. I'm just simply saying I think you're blowing this out of proportion. You're turning an anthill into a mountain.
Testing they do. It'll be quick. It'll be done. It'll be finished. Okay, ma'am? Do you understand? I'm trying to resolve this.
What grown-ups do this? Look at this. What grown-ups do this? This looked like when one of my children was 10 years old. This kind of behavior they would act like. And it was then that I nipped it in the bud to say, we don't do this. Put your hands down. Look at me. You train up a child. You got to raise kids. You don't just watch them until they grow up and get out your house. You have to raise them, showing them how to behave at home and in public. This is unacceptable behavior. She don't know how to harness her emotions. This is ridiculous.
I cannot resolve it on evidence that is not reliable. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. If he comes back positive, that issue of paternity goes away. He's dad, end of story. We move on, we finish. I am going to finish this case. Do we understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yes.
Okay. And if the right thing turns out to be that Mr. Thigpen is not the father, then Mr. Thigpen, the right result is that Mr. Thigpen is not the father. If that's what the test shows, a reliable test. Do you understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yes.
Okay. And I know those words are hard for you to hear when you have testified and said there is no way that anyone else can be the father but Xavier Thigpen. I get how hard that is for you. But ma'am, that is simply your word against his.
Yes.
And so I need, with the test results, I eliminate that problem. I forever eliminate that problem. But I will tell you, had that test result come back from Mississippi and the result said negative and his picture was there and it appeared that he went and showed up, then we got a whole different problem of you saying that's not valid, can't be valid. That doesn't mean we couldn't have had another test. But with the picture not even matching up, it made it easy for me to order a test, but a test here in Matagorda County. I don't want any funny business going on. I don't want any confusion going on. I want it clear and I want it done. And I want it done right.
She should want the same
Ms.
thing.
Bernard? So do you understand my ruling?
Yes.
Mr. Thigpen, do you understand what I've ordered?
Yes, sir. I understand your order, but remember, you had told me in the last session, if, which I already knew how the test was going to come back, but if it would have came back positive, I was going to be responsible to pay it. Since I would have to be traveling down there on my own expense, I would ask that I would not have to be funded for that, even though I already know how it's going to go. But I just wanted to get this put behind me.
Well, I'm not sure what you're saying, Mr. Thigpen.
I don't want to have to pay for a second test.
Yeah, he don't want to pay for it. That's what I was just saying about her. I hope she doesn't have to be financially responsible for it, because it's just going to add another stress on her. I mean, to a degree, she has to be. Everybody has to be, because you have to travel there. That's gas. That's wear and tear on your car. Maybe even having to take off from work. So something's going to come out your pocket. What, I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know who's going to absorb the cost for this.
You already told me I had to pay for that one.
Well, all I know is I'm ordering you to come down and submit to the test. If it comes back with a positive result, Mr. Thigpen, then I got to determine whether or not you should have to pay it. If it comes back with a negative result, then I have to determine whether or not you should have to pay it. Obviously, I cannot give you a preview of the ruling, but you can kind of guess. It's going to depend on what those results say. That's going to have a lot to do with what I think would be fair as to who should have to pay for it. Right. Okay, so I know.
Yeah. I'm good.
I understand. I'm ordering you to come down here, but remember, you're the one that requested the test, so I'm giving you what you want. I just got to make it reliable. And by your own testimony, you've agreed, oh, that's not me. Well, that's not a reliable result, right?
Righteous. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, all right. So you are agreeing.
If he lied and if he had his brother go there for him, like how she's trying to say that he finagled in some way, shape, or form, man, he dug his own ditch. I hope justice is served. And not only that, but I thank God that the law is already in place, that whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. The world likes to call it karma. It's going to happen. So whoever's lying, someone's lying, they're going to get their comeuppance. They will. You don't have to see it. You don't have to be evil. You don't have to see it. They're going to get it.
Then to be down here July 8th, 9 o'clock a.m. for an in-person hearing so that you can submit to the paternity test, right?
Yes. Yes, I should be available that day. Yes.
Okay, well, make sure you are, because Mr. Thigpen.
Yeah, make sure.
Well, I'm not in my office right now, so I don't have my other planner. only have this one, and
I
I'm prepared to be
understand.
available.
I understand. But Mr. Thigpen, understand this. July 8th.
I'm sorry. She is acting like a 10-year-old right now. Look how she laid back. She in court right now. Yes, it's Zoom, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still court. Look at this. That's how the 10-year-old acts. Not good, man. Not good.
Is almost 2 months away. And I'm doing this per your request. I'm doing it per your request. Okay. So I'm trying to accommodate you, but I can only accommodate so far. And here's what I'm giving you a fair warning. On July 8th, this case is set. All right. And on that date, my hope is that all y'all do is come that day and submit to the testing. Then the rest of this thing can be finished out by Zoom. Okay. That's the way I look at it. Is that correct, Ms. Lee?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
Right. I only need you here, and I need Miss Bernard here and the child here because I want to get a reliable test result. Okay? So that's why I'm ordering you to come, and you've agreed on the record to show up that day. Okay? So if you don't come, just make sure you understand this, Mr. Thigpen. If you don't show up on July 8th,
you're the pappy.
We may well proceed with this case and finish this case, including naming you the father, because we have an AOP, okay? And if you don't show up,
I've already signed it.
This test, we may well on July 8th proceed with this hearing, name you the father, set current child support, set retro child support, set current medical, and set all of that. Okay, we may well go forward with all of that information, with all of that results. And so I need you to make sure you understand how serious it is that this case will move forward on July 8th. And my hope is that we get the test results done so that that paternity issue is forever gone, one way or the other. But we are moving forward on July 8th if you don't show up. Do you understand, Mr. Thigpen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So make sure you make your arrangements with your boss and get it done. And we'll all be here on July the 8th. Is there anything else, Ms. Lee?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
This cause number is 24 Frank 0284, correct?
This is cause number, I'll repeat it again. I think you said it right, but it's 24-F as in Frank. 24-F 0284.
I appreciate it.
That is the cause number, and I'm going to give you the OAG number, the case ID number with the Attorney General. It is 0014367785. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're listed as a non-custodial parent, Xavier James Thigpen, and the custodial parent is listed as Sierra Nicole Bernard. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's eliminate all the mystery. Let's get this done. Y'all are now ordered to come back on July the 8th. Y'all are ordered to appear in court that day. We're proceeding with or without y'all on that day. And that is my ruling. And I do believe my ruling is in the best interest of the child. And I do have jurisdiction on this case. So is there anything else, Ms. Lee?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Are you going to circulate an order?
Yes, Judge. I will send that over to the parties right now.
Okay. Are you going to send it right now?
Yes.
That's what I'm asking. Do you want me to do an entry date?
I can get the parties to sign right now.
Yeah. Judge, I'm asking, can we do an entry date? Because I'm like 10 minutes away from the office. That way I can go ahead and confirm that date.
Okay, here's going to be the entry date. Well, that date is going to happen, Mr. Thigpen, July the 8th. So you got to tell them you got to be there. Okay, yeah. July 8th, 2025, 9:00 a.m. in Matagorda County. I'm going to set this for an entry date of this order for 1 week from today, which would be May the 20th. Now, let me explain what that means. Miss Lee will circulate an order to y'all and ask y'all to sign off on it. Basically taking what I've just ordered, putting it in writing, and circulating it for y'all to sign, for her to sign, all by DocuSign, and get it back to me for me to sign. If by May 20th, 2025, y'all have not signed the order, she's going to send it to me anyway, and I'm going to sign it. So I'm rendering that order today. So it's legally binding today. Okay? But I'm giving y'all an opportunity to read it, see it in writing. The confusion might be that I told him, well, I'm going forward with or without you on that day. He asked for this test.
Yes.
We're giving him the opportunity to do the test, an unflawed test. If he doesn't show up, I've already instructed Mr. Thigpen that I can and will move forward on that day. It will be the last hearing then. Do you understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Right. I'm going to hold his feet to the fire, and yours too. I expect y'all to show up to do the test. If y'all don't, we're going to go forward anyway because it's set for that day. But if we get the test done that day, we won't have the results that day. So we can't go forth with the rest of the case till we get the results. When we get the results, then we can come back for a final hearing, either by Zoom or in person. By Zoom is really for Mr. Thigpen's convenience more than yours, because you just got to drive over from the school over to the courthouse. Mr. Thigpen's going to have to come all the way from Mississippi back here for another hearing if we do it in person. If everybody cooperates on July the 8th and we get the test done that day, I'm not worried about having to put it on an in-person if everybody's being civil and cooperating. Okay? You understand?
Can I say this one last thing? In no disrespectful way, you have told me multiple times that you were putting, quote unquote, the fire under his foot for this stuff to get handled, right? You're the one that told me that we needed to have this DNA test so that it could be nipped in the bud. And I agreed to that. I understood where you were coming from. I had no issue with it. He wanted this DNA test. We were supposed to have a court date in April. He couldn't do April because he had trial, so we had to move it again. Now we're in a situation where he's telling us that he went and took this DNA test. And now the DNA test results are not correct. It's not even his DNA results. The issue with this is, if I'm not mistaken, he has a relative that works at a place like this, which is who I am thinking is in that picture. This is so unnecessary. And it's like he is constantly.
I thought you said that that's his brother. Now it's just a relative that you think? I thought you said that's his older brother. What's going on?
Being okay to get away with this stuff. And I think that somebody that works within the criminal justice system should have consequences for submitting a false DNA test.
For the record, my brother do not work down there.
Hold on.
Like
This
is a situation.
I want to address.
You're not supposed to be able to talk while someone else is talking, and Xavier's wrong and he needs to get in trouble for this.
One person.
I have an objection. She testifying to some nonsense stuff that is irrelevant.
You can object as much as you want, but the judge has to say if whether or not we're going to go on with this objection. You don't just go ahead and butt in and Xavier's got something going on with him. That's why she crying. You picked the wrong baby daddy.
And very far left field.
So, Judge, it's okay. You can end it. It's okay.
All right.
I don't have anything else to say.
Ms. Bernard, let me address what you just said. So please don't interrupt me. And Mr. Thigpen, don't interrupt me. What Ms. Bernard said, I'm going to address it because we addressed before, but very short. I'm going to keep it short. It's simple enough. I don't want paternity to keep coming up as an issue in y'all's lives with this little boy. The best way to avoid that is paternity testing. That was why I suggested it and said it last time, and that still applies today. I don't want him to look at that little boy and say, I'm really not your father. That would only hurt the little boy, wouldn't it, Ms. Bernard?
Doesn't even see him to say that.
Okay, hold on, Ms. Bernard. Ms. Bernard, you're not listening to my question. I'm saying, do you understand why I want to eliminate the issue once and for all? I'm not saying he's a good man. I'm not saying he's a bad man. I'm not saying he's trying to see it. I'm not saying he hadn't tried to see it. I'm not ruling on that. I'm saying that I don't want this boy to get hurt, and I'm here to protect the young man. I'm here for the best interest of the child. And I believe it's in the child's best interest for us to get as much as possible, a positive test result. When I say positive, I mean a final test result, one way or the other. I know you believe certain things. I get it. And I know Mr. Thigpen believes certain things. I get it. That doesn't change the fact that this test result gets rid of a very serious issue that could be harmful to this young man later in life. That is why we're doing it. That was back when I told you before. It's still today. Second point is that if Mr. Thigpen is merely trying to stall so that he does not have to start providing support, the Attorney General will be submitting to me, if he's the father, if he is the father, they will be submitting to me requests for current child support, current cash medical, and quite possibly back child support and back cash medical. That is what they are allowed to do in their job. So if it is a ploy by Mr. Thigpen to simply get away with that and not have to start paying, I'm trying to tell you, ma'am, there is a way to get around that, to defeat that.
Look at her face right now. Look at her face. That is not how adults behave. Children that still needs rearing act like that. I get it, chick. I get it. You upset. I totally do. But you need to learn how to harness your emotions. No one said you had to agree with it, but you need to know how to harness them. There's a time and place for everything.
Ploy. Do you understand, Ms. Bernard?
I understand.
Okay. So through all this stalling and everything else, if that's what's going on, it's not going to work. Okay? It's not going to work. We're going to stick with it. We're going to get those test results. We're going to get them where we can rely upon the test results. So we've now ordered it to be done here in Matagorda County at the courthouse. Once we have those results, we know where we are. That puts that issue forever to rest. And then I'm simply saying, all right, Attorney General is going to present their evidence with regards to the finances. And at that point, if I need to rule on visitation and custody and all that, I will. I will. And it'll depend on the evidence that's presented when we put that evidence on. But I'm not going to go into that evidence right now while there's still the issue of whether or not he's the father. First, we have to determine that. Do you understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm neither accepting what you said or rejecting what you said. Just like I'm neither accepting what Mr. Thigpen said or rejecting what he said. I'm not ruling on that at this point. We don't have to. Okay? At this point, we're simply trying to move ahead and accomplish the goals that I've laid out. Okay? Which is to determine paternity. And then from there, because it's like a Y in the road, and we got to decide which way it's going. He's either daddy, and then we deal with child support, current and past, cash medical, current and past, visitation, all that, we deal with it. Or he's not daddy. And if he's not daddy, he's out. And then we don't have to deal with any of that. Do you understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yes.
Okay, so let's not try the case without, unless we have to, and we'll see where we go. All right, any other questions, Ms. Bernard?
No.
Okay. Mr. Thigpen, do you have any other questions?
No. Can you provide me the court phone number? That'll be it. That's all I need.
Ms. Lee will provide you a number for you to contact their office. Is that correct, Ms. Lee?
Yes, Judge, I can do that.
Okay. All right. If you're asking for my phone number, Ms.
All right.
Okay, I can't give you my phone number, not you or Ms. Bernard, but y'all can contact Ms. Lee, and y'all can contact the district clerk in Matagorda County. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and excuse y'all. We're going to go off the record, and y'all stick around with Ms. Lee so that she can try to get this order to y'all. And Ms. Lee, when you let them go, that's when you let them go. Okay?
And there you have it. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Leave it in the comment section below. But We make these decisions, man. These decisions that we don't realize is going to bite us in the butt later on in life. I feel sorry for all of them involved. I really do. The baby, who clearly doesn't have a good relationship with his father because she said that he doesn't see the child. So if he doesn't see the child, that means the child is no longer does not have a father. I mean, you can have an uncle, a grandfather. All those things are nice as placeholders, but that's not the child's father. And so the child is missing out. And then he does not get a chance to like really give his heart wholly because he's not sure if it's his baby. And then she's stuck with having to deal with whatever the child is missing and all that. It's just ugly all the way around. It just is. And things like this, we don't sit around and judge it to make fun of anybody. If anything, we look at it and we make the right decision to say, I'm gonna make better decisions in my life. I'm not gonna be the next statistics that's like this, the next statistic. Because people are dealing with this in real life. And it doesn't have to be you. And if it has been you, hopefully it'll never be you again because you learn from it. But I hope you guys have a good one. Thank you for watching television with me, and make good decisions. Take care. Bye-bye.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Oh, he's such a cutie.